The long, cold Minnesota winter is finally ending, and the spring thaw is underway. But this year, the melting ice on northern rivers is creating a serious threat for small towns along the border. Instead of a slow melt, huge chunks of ice, some as big as cars, are breaking up all at once. A rapid temperature swing has caused exceptionally thick ice to shatter and surge downstream. The rivers are overwhelmed, unable to handle the sudden rush of ice and meltwater. Communities are watching nervously, knowing the river could flood at any moment. The beauty of the thaw is overshadowed by the danger it brings. The cracking and groaning of the ice are no longer signs of spring, but warnings. The frozen giant is breaking free, and its path is unpredictable. The hidden danger of the spring thaw is now a very real threat. Towns along the river are bracing for the worst, hoping their preparations will be enough. For many, this is the most dangerous spring in memory. The river's power is being unleashed, and no one knows exactly what will happen next. The communities in its path are preparing for a fight against nature. So, what exactly is an ice jam? Imagine a traffic jam, but with massive chunks of ice instead of cars. When river ice breaks up in spring, it floats downstream until it hits a narrow spot, bend, or bridge. The ice piles up, forming a solid barrier that blocks the river's flow. This jam isn't just on the surface. It can reach deep below the water, stacking up tons of ice. The river's current keeps pushing, packing the jam tighter and making it stronger. In just hours, a free-flowing river can become completely blocked. Some jams stretch for miles and contain millions of tons of ice. The pressure from the water and ice can crush anything in its path. Ice jams are natural, but their power is immense and unpredictable. They can form suddenly and create devastating consequences for anyone living nearby. Understanding ice jams is key to understanding the danger facing these communities. When the river stops, the real trouble begins. Ice jams act like dams, blocking the river and forcing water to back up. The river keeps flowing from upstream, causing water to rise rapidly behind the jam. Soon, the river spills over its banks, flooding fields, roads, and homes. This isn't a slow process. Water levels can surge in minutes. The flooding can be severe, covering entire neighborhoods in feet of icy water. The real danger comes when the jam finally breaks. All that pent-up water and ice rushes downstream in a powerful wave. This outburst flood can destroy bridges, buildings, and anything in its path. Both upstream and downstream communities are at risk. The combination of high water and moving ice makes these floods especially destructive. Ice jam floods are unpredictable and far more dangerous than normal spring flooding. Once they start, there's little anyone can do to stop them. It's a force of nature that demands respect and caution. This year, northern Minnesota is facing historic flooding along the Rainy River. Towns like Baudette and International Falls are surrounded by water, with fields and forests turned into lakes. Roads are impassable, homes are isolated, and entire neighborhoods are underwater. The river, usually a source of recreation, has become a threat. Farms are flooded, and the spring planting season is in jeopardy. Critical infrastructure, roads, utilities, and businesses are at risk. Residents are watching river levels anxiously, hoping the ice jams break up safely. The scale of the flooding is immense, affecting thousands across the region. For many, this is the worst flood they've ever seen. The northern frontier is under siege from water and ice. In Baudette, the flood is personal. The Johnson family, living near the Rainy River for decades, woke to find their yard swallowed by water. They spent the day building sandbag walls, hoping to keep the river at bay. Tom, a fishing resort owner, has seen his cabin surrounded and docks torn away by ice. He's cancelled all reservations, watching helplessly as his life's work is threatened. A young couple with a baby evacuated in the night, leaving behind their home and memories. Even those on higher ground are cut off, using boats to reach their homes. The community is strong, with neighbours helping each other, but the stress is everywhere. People are living in uncertainty, waiting for the river to decide their fate. Every day is a battle against rising water and moving ice. The sense of community is powerful, but so is the fear. Baudette is fighting to survive, one sandbag at a time. Upriver in International Falls, the crisis is just as intense. The river has flooded parks and neighbourhoods, with ice chunks floating where children once played. Residents have moved valuables upstairs, bracing for the worst. City workers are racing to protect water and sewer systems, setting up pumps and monitoring bridges. The main bridge to Canada is under threat from the pressure of the ice jam. Businesses along the riverfront are closed, with sandbags stacked against doors and windows. Employees are out of work, and the economic impact is spreading. The community is anxious, checking river levels and news updates constantly. Every sound from the river is a reminder of the danger. The ice jam is a force no one can control. People are hoping for a gentle release, but fearing a sudden surge. International Falls is holding its breath, waiting for the river's next move. Emergency services are working around the clock to protect these communities. Police, fire, and public works teams are evacuating residents and performing rescues by boat. Emergency operations centres coordinate the response, tracking river levels and ice jams. Sandbagging is non-stop, with volunteers and crews building walls to defend homes and infrastructure. The Minnesota National Guard has joined the fight, bringing manpower and heavy equipment. Their presence reassures exhausted residents that they're not alone. Roads and bridges are closed as needed to keep people safe. The combined effort of local, county and state agencies is critical. It's a race against time and water, with everyone focused on saving lives and property. The front lines are everywhere the river threatens to break through. In the midst of disaster, the true strength of these towns shines through. Neighbours are helping each other move furniture, shuttle supplies, and check on the vulnerable. Sandbagging sites are filled with volunteers, students, farmers, business owners, all working side by side. Local businesses donate food and water, and churches provide shelter for evacuees. Emotional support is just as important as physical help. Social media is buzzing with updates, offers of assistance, and words of encouragement. Meal deliveries and check-ins help families feel less alone. The floodwaters may be powerful, but the bonds of community are stronger. Acts of kindness and resilience are everywhere. The crisis has brought out the best in people. Together, they're determined to weather the storm. Now, all anyone can do is wait. Sandbags are in place, evacuations complete, and emergency crews on alert. The fate of these towns rests with the river and the ice. Everyone hopes for a slow, gradual release of the jam, allowing water to drain safely. The fear is a sudden break, sending a wall of water and ice downstream. The tension is constant. Every sound from the river could signal disaster. Residents are already thinking about the long road to recovery. When the water recedes, it will leave behind mud, debris, and damage. Rebuilding will take months, maybe years, and the emotional toll will linger. But these communities are resilient. They've faced hardship before and always bounced back. For now, they wait, hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. The spring thaw has brought crisis, but it will also bring renewal.